Hi Virgo, welcome to your bonus read for the week. I'm going to be taking a look at the person on your mind and why they're being distant with you. I'm going to pull 3 cards to start, clarify each card to give us some more insight. At the end of your reading, I'm going to pull 3 messages plus 1 bonus message from this person from the Hidden Truth Oracle deck, and these are going to be things that you might want to hear, things you might not want to hear, and answers to questions you possibly have. Now, this is general and it may not resonate for everyone. If it does, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channels. It helps me to pick up on your energy for all future reads. And please remember that time is fluid, so this could be something that happened in your past, currently in your present, or coming up in your future. However, the focus is going to be for the person currently on your mind and why they're being distant with you. Now, for your tarot reading today, I will be using the Wild Reflections Tarot deck by Y Spell. I do get a lot of comments on my channel of what tarot decks I'm using per reading. I always put a box of whichever deck I'm going to use in my videos, so they're always right there for you to see. Some people, I feel like they just want that comment back, but it's hard to keep up with a lot of comments at times. I'm just one person trying to do a lot. But if I can share them, I will share them, of course. I did start a Amazon storefront. I have not completely put it entirely together, but going into the new year, it will be linked to my videos in the description, and then you will be able to find all the tarot decks that I use for my readings, the oracle decks that I use for my readings, and if you want to purchase through the storefront, I do get some kind of incentive back, but mainly the author, publisher, you know, the person who created these beautiful decks and oracle decks will get, you know, the benefits, you know, their incentive, or their payment for it, of course. But that's just something that going into the new year I will be doing, so that way it makes it easier for you if you want to purchase and want to find something easy that I'm using, or you know, you can go and buy it on your own. You don't have to buy it through a storefront. It's nothing promoted. It's just something that makes it easier for you, for me, for everybody. Everybody wins, right? So let's go ahead and jump right in, Virgo. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the person on your mind and why they're being distant with you. So show me why this person is being distant with Virgo, please. Person on Virgo's mind, why are they being distant with Virgo? Oh, really? Well, this is interesting because it doesn't come off that way. Okay, they're reading some kind of message that you sent them, and they're reading too far into this message that you sent them. We have the Fool card at the bottom of the deck as the overall energy of these 3 cards that came out. We have the 8 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. They are either new to relationships, they're just acting very foolish, naive about how you really feel about them by overcompensating something, because they're having doubts in their mind that you're not really interested in them. It's something you said in a message recently that you sent to them. They might have seen you go and have fun doing something else, or they feel like you just want a fresh start with somebody else, or like you want your own freedom. And so they're being distant because they're really stuck in their thoughts that you don't want them. Like things are just getting, you know, boring between Virgo and I, and Virgo doesn't want to accept this. They like sent you some kind of message here, Virgo, and you didn't react the way that they were hoping you were going to react. Like you didn't get all giddy and everything. And maybe things have changed in a dynamic between the two of you where you're more comfortable with one another now. And so you're like, well, I shouldn't have to always act like, oh, it's so new, you know, which makes sense. But sometimes people can take that as you're not that into me anymore. And that's just their own insecurities, you know, the 8 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. So they definitely have their own insecurities that you just don't like. You don't want them. You're not interested in them. I read it in your message. I'm learning that, you know, this is just the way it is. And really it's coming off that they're just, you know, insecure, acting naive about the situation. They're like, how dare you, right? But we all act that way, especially when we really like somebody. We can all get inside of our own thoughts and start to doubt things. So it's not just this person, you know, I don't want them to think like they're attacked in that way. They're just having their own moment of insecurities. You know, they've dealt with like a really crappy hand in the past of people saying one thing and then being deceptive and then like rejecting them, and it all happened through some kind of similar message of what happened between the two of you, and that makes them feel like, oh, you're gonna want to just leave, but that's not the case. They have to let go of that past. They have to, you know, start to trust again, which is really tough to do, especially whenever they have their own insecurities of like, I have all these flaws, I have all these faults, and Virgo's not gonna like this about me because I don't like this about me. We all have insecurities, we all have flaws, we all have faults, and we all feel a certain way about ourselves because we are our own worst enemy and critic. Like, we're supposed to be our best friends to each other, and we are like the biggest bullies to ourselves because we're like, I don't like this about myself. We all do it. So whoever this is, and I feel like there's cross watchers on here of like, oh, well, okay, just we all go through it. We all go through it. I do have Aquarius, Aries, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Cancer, and Gemini energy that comes out so far. Let's go ahead and clarify that 8 of Swords. Yeah, and they're like paralyzed by fear to ask you like, are you even into me anymore? And you know, they will start to send you a message and then you see like the little dots go across your phone and then they disappear because they were attempting to send you a message and they're like, no, that's gonna sound stupid. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe I'm reading too far into it. And it's like, yeah, you are, because you're not asking the questions. You gotta ask the question of, are you not into me or not? So they feel like you're gonna move on. Yeah. 6 of Swords, and then we have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. So I do have Aquarius as well as Aries energy that comes out, but they get stuck in their head that you're gonna wanna move on, you're not interested in them, and you know, really stuck in their thoughts of like, I wanna move forward and be that, you know, that masculine person. And you don't have to be any gender specific. You don't have to be male or female. They wanna have that power of, I'm mature enough to ask questions and it not faze me if it doesn't go my way or not. But they get stuck in their head, and so they really create more boundaries by restricting themselves of feeling, my hands are tied, I'm stuck, I don't know how to move forward and create a good structure with Virgo to ask these questions and feel comfortable with whatever answer comes out. And that's all because of, you know, feeling insecurities and also rejection. Like, this person doesn't want to be rejected, but you know, you weren't distancing yourself from them before. Now all of a sudden they're distancing themselves from you or acting very aloof, very weird, very off, and you're like, what is going on? Well, they're stuck in their head because they're like, I'm trying to move forward, but I just feel like every time we try and move forward, there's some kind of block. Every time we try and move forward, I can't, you know, tell you how I really feel. But that's in their mind. That's their altered reality of like, maybe there's too many boundaries between the two of you. With that Emperor coming out, maybe you're very confident, strong, independent Virgo, right? But they create those boundaries in their mind of their altered reality that if I try and say what I want to say, Virgo's going to leave. Virgo's going to move on. Virgo's going to think I'm stupid. And so they stop themselves so they don't have to deal with the rejection or the answer that they think is going to come out. They don't know unless they ask. So let's go ahead and clarify that 4 of Cups. Yeah, The Devil comes out, as well as the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. They definitely fear rejection. I mean, fear really takes over here because that Devil energy is all about them being controlled by fear of being rejected here. They've either been independent on their own for a long time and they thrive off of that, meaning like, you know, nothing can make me feel less of who I am. This is how they feel. Like, nothing can make me feel less of who I am because I don't want to let anybody get close to me because I've been single. I've been doing my own thing. I'm pretty independent. And so I don't get hurt, you know, but that's just safeguarding themselves from love. And they do see you as a very confident, strong person, and they're very tempted and attracted, like tempted by you, attracted by you. The temptation of like really wanting you is very strong, but they're really scared too. Like they feel you will just reject them and not want them, and everything will go wrong, and that you're just going to be like, no, I just want to stay single. I don't want anybody. I'm good. I don't need you. Maybe that is the case, but they're not going to know unless they ask the question. So moving forward, they move in a state of fear. And whenever fear gets in their mind here with this Devil energy, it comes off that, you know, they're controlled by the thoughts of, you know what, you're just going to be rejected. Why even try? Like, why even try? Nobody, Virgo's not going to want you. Just stay single. Like, no, why would Virgo want to be with you? And that's in their altered reality of their thoughts. And they have to break that chain there. And that's hard to do when we allow fear to control our confidence, when we allow fear to control our independence. And that's exactly what's happening with this person here. So I do have Capricorn as well as a Virgo energy that comes out here. Let's go ahead and clarify that Page of Pentacles. Tell me more about that Page of Pentacles. Yeah, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Ten of Swords. Oh, they're very vulnerable. Yeah, some kind of message that came out. They're holding back from telling you how they feel, giving their feelings out to you, because they do feel that at first everything was going great and you two were either messaging each other a lot and it came off like love bombing one another, and now they're feeling very, very vulnerable to where if the wrong thing is said, it would just completely shatter them. And they will feel completely broken. Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck right here. We have that Knight of Cups in reverse. That Knight of Cups in reverse is like they feel they just can't win at this chess game. Like they can't move or advance forward in love here because all that's going to happen is the worst thing possible, and it's going to break their heart, and they're going to feel like they hit rock bottom. Like when they love hard, but something about a message that they're reading too far into is making them feel very vulnerable and feel like love is not for them or love is not going to happen for them. So there's almost like that pessimism of like, why try and love, because you're just going to get hurt. So what's the point? This is more in their mind than anything than it is in the actual reality of things happening between the two of you, because they're distancing themselves from you but not talking to you about these things. They have fear that you're just going to break their heart, that you won't love them, that you won't feel the same way. And that's where they're going to feel like this is like the end of the situation and it hurts so bad. Like it's like I feel like every arrow has shot through my heart and every part of my body, and I just feel so hurt, like this is over, the end for me. That's pretty intense for someone who isn't asking questions, but of course, you know, that's what can happen when we get inside of our mind and we don't ask questions and we allow ourselves to let fear and our vulnerabilities and our insecurities take over. So I'm really hoping that this person does open up and start to talk to you, or at least bring something up, or even you say like something is off and I would like to talk to you about it and see, you know, if we can resolve whatever this is, because I've been feeling that you're pulling away from me. And when you do that, that might open the door to conversation of this person feeling comfortable enough to say, oh, you care. I didn't know. Because I feel like that's what they're lacking in seeing from you, because you're laid back and you're like, okay, what's going on? Come talk to me. If you want to talk to me, I'm here. You know, you're that wise hermit of, I have this inner wisdom and I know things. So if you want to talk to me, I'm here. But they need someone to pull them in that direction of come talk to me. So they're just very, very vulnerable when it comes to that kind of stuff of being open and putting their heart out there. Maybe because they've gone through the pain before, or they're just scared to go through the pain of the situation. So I do have a Gemini as well as Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy that comes out lastly. And we're going to go ahead and get some messages from this person and see what they're holding back from telling you. So what is this person holding back from telling Virgo? Yeah, but they need to work on these things before they get to this part of all these things that they feel and what they're holding back from telling you. Let's start with the first thing that comes out is I love you. And if they have not told you that they love you, Virgo, they absolutely do. You know, they've fallen in love with you. It frightens them. They're scared. It might even have them acting in a very odd way, like odd behavior. Maybe they're drinking or something like that and doing things that they've never done before. And they're like, now you're gonna not like me for this. They've really got to talk to you. They've got to stop reading so far into things. And I feel like they're not as advanced in relationships, like they're learning how relationships work from you, or how this relationship would work from you. They're not as, I don't want to say educated, but they're just not as knowledgeable in relationships as the way that you come off in this situation to them. Because they're like, you know more than I do. Yeah, but you gotta talk. So you were the best thing in my life. This is coming off like a past situation, and I don't feel that you two have separated. This is just so in their mind that they feel they've already lost you. You've already moved on, and I don't know what to do, and I'm not gonna get you back, and I'm gonna miss this opportunity, and blah, 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 because they are so stuck in their insecureness of saying what they want to say. They just feel like everything's going to go wrong if they try and open up to you and say how they feel. And that can happen. It does happen. Some people miss the opportunity, and then, you're left without answer, like, why the heck did they do that? Sometimes we don't know, but we know that they were just stuck in their mind, and they just felt paralyzed by fear of getting their words out because they thought everything was going to go the opposite way. So my life is not as together as it seems, and they might have some things happening in their life that is creating this fear, that's creating this toxicity around them of, not everything's great, and I'm trying to learn, and I don't know what to do, and but you're the best thing that's ever happened, and I love you, and how do I keep you? Communication, talk. Virgos are pretty chill people if you don't bring like a lot of drama to them. But I feel like this person's feeling like, I have all this drama, and you're gonna run. Well, you don't know unless you start talking about things one at a time. You don't have to spill it all out and dump the whole pot of soup out, but like get a ladle, give a little bit of that emotion there, and see how Virgo handles it. I get that there's cross watchers watching, so we will be together again. So they don't believe that you two are completely over, or that it's going to be over, but they go back and forth in their mind of, I've lost you, I'm losing you, maybe I'm not losing you. Okay, I'm going to calm down. We're going to be together. I'm going to see you again. It's going to be fine. Things are jacked up in my life. How do I make it right? Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose Virgo. Like, it's so much that it's really creating a lot of anxiety for this person and a lot of worry that is unnecessary. So you don't know how hard it was to let you go. Like I said, for some people, they will just walk away because they feel like they've already lost and they didn't even try to find out if there was any kind of resolution there. So you might deal with that for some of you, where this person does not open up and say how they feel. Now, if you reach out to them and you open that door to communication, you might see that this person will start to talk to you about their feelings, you know, let down those fears, move forward of like, you know what, okay, I'm just going to say how I feel and see what happens. But you also might have them close up, just depends. And there's nothing wrong with you, you know, starting that conversation of what's going on, why is this happening? But just prepare that some might be whoever you're dealing with. If your person is typically someone who is closed off and never opens up and talks to you, then that person is going to remain this way. And they have a lot of trauma. They have a lot of fear. They have a lot of like, people don't love me. Everybody leaves me and nothing works out and my life's jacked up. And why would you want to stay? And that's their altered reality. And there's nothing you can do about that. So that's on them. They have to learn how to grow out of that and grow into something more sustainable and mature for their own wealth and health and benefit of who they are, knowing who they are and out of those insecurities there. So all you can do is try, and you know, whatever happens from it happens from it. However, Virgo, this doesn't have anything to do with you rejecting them. This has everything to do with them feeling that they will be rejected. So all you can do is your part, and whatever happens from there, just know you did the best that you could. So this is what I have for you. If it resonates with your situation, go ahead and hit that like button. I will see you in your next reading coming up. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.